What if I told you the very thing you're running from, the mistakes, the losses, the moments that made you question yourself late at night, is actually the reason you haven't succeeded yet? What if failure isn't blocking your success, but building it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never see your failures the same way again, and that shift could change everything. Failure is not the opposite of success. That idea sounds uncomfortable, even wrong, because for most of our lives we were taught to see failure as a stop sign, a dead end, a verdict on our ability and our worth. From childhood exams to job interviews to relationships, failure was framed as something to avoid at all costs. But here is the truth: nobody tells you clearly enough. Success is not built in spite of failure, it is built on top of it. Failure is the ground, the base layer, the raw material without which real success cannot exist. If success were a building, failure would be the concrete poured deep into the earth, unseen, uncelebrated, but absolutely essential. Without it, everything collapses. Think about how anything strong is formed in the real world. Muscles do not grow when you lift a weight easily, they grow when the muscle fibers are pushed to the point of tearing, to the point of failure. Only then does the body rebuild them stronger than before. If you avoid that discomfort, if you stop the moment it feels hard, your body never changes. The same law applies to life. Emotional strength, skill, discipline, confidence, wisdom, none of these are born from smooth wins and easy victories. They are forged in moments where you tried, fell short, felt embarrassed, felt disappointed, maybe even felt broken, and then chose to continue anyway. Look at Thomas Edison, one of the most cited examples, but often misunderstood. People like to say he failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but that statement misses the deeper truth. Those were not just random mistakes. Each failure taught him something specific about what would not work. He once said he did not fail, he simply found thousands of ways that did not work. That mindset is not optimism for the sake of feeling good. It is clarity. Edison understood that failure was data. It was information. It was progress disguised as disappointment. Without those failures, there would have been no final breakthrough. Success was not waiting at the end of the road. It was slowly being constructed through every failed attempt. Now think about something more relatable. Imagine a person trying to learn how to speak confidently in public. The first time they stand up to speak, their voice shakes, their mind goes blank, they forget half of what they prepared. They walk away feeling humiliated, telling themselves they are just not good at this. If they stop there, that failure becomes a wall. But if they continue, something interesting happens. The second time it is still uncomfortable, but they remember to breathe. The third time they make eye contact for a few seconds. The 10th time they begin to feel control. What changed? Not talent, not luck. Experience born from failure. Each awkward moment built the foundation for confidence. Without those early failures, confidence would be fake, fragile, and shallow. The problem is not failure itself, the problem is how we emotionally label it. We say, "I failed," when what we really mean is, "This attempt didn't work." We turn a temporary outcome into a permanent identity. That is where pain multiplies. When failure feels like proof that you are not enough, you will avoid risks, you will play small, you will choose safety over growth. But when you understand that failure is simply part of the construction process, your relationship with it changes. You stop asking, "What does this say about me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift alone can change the entire trajectory of your life. Consider J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter was accepted. At the time, she was a single mother, struggling financially, facing rejection after rejection. From the outside, that period looked like failure stacked on top of failure. But those rejections did not mean the story had no value, they did not mean she had no talent. They were part of the filtering process, the refining fire. When success finally came, it was not fragile. It was rooted in resilience. The confidence she had afterward was not naive, it was earned. That kind of success lasts because it has already survived adversity. Failure strips away illusions. Early success can be dangerous because it can create false confidence. When things work too easily at the beginning, you might assume they always will. Then, when difficulty finally arrives, it feels unbearable. Failure, on the other hand, teaches humility and adaptability. It forces you to confront your weaknesses honestly. It shows you where you need to improve, where your strategy is flawed, where your preparation is incomplete. That information is priceless. People who have never failed are often unprepared for real challenges, while those who have failed repeatedly develop a quiet strength that cannot be shaken easily. Think about athletes. The champions you admire did not reach the top by winning every match. They lost critical games. They missed shots. They were benched. They trained while others rested. Those losses became fuel. Each failure revealed a gap in skill or mindset that needed work. When they finally stood on the podium, what you saw was not just talent, but years of invisible failure transformed into mastery. That is why their success inspires us. We sense the depth behind it. Failure also teaches patience, something success alone rarely provides. When you fail, you are forced to slow down and reassess. You learn that progress is not always linear. There are setbacks, pauses, detours. This patience becomes a competitive advantage in a world that wants instant results. People who quit early never give time a chance to work in their favor. People who understand failure stay long enough to let growth compound. There is also an emotional maturity that comes from failure. You learn how to sit with discomfort without running from it. You learn that disappointment will not kill you. You learn that rejection is survivable. Over time, fear loses its grip on you. When you have already failed and lived through it, the fear of trying again becomes smaller. This is why people who have failed deeply often take bigger, bolder actions later. They know the worst-case scenario is not the end of the world. One of the most powerful but overlooked aspects of failure is that it clarifies what you truly want. When something matters, failure hurts more. That pain reveals your values. It shows you where your heart is invested. Many people drift through life chasing goals they think they want, until failure forces them to ask hard questions. Do I want this badly enough to try again? Am I willing to endure discomfort for this dream? Those who say yes emerge with a sense of purpose that cannot be faked. Failure is also a filter. It separates those who want the result from those who are willing to earn it. Anyone can desire success. Very few are willing to repeatedly face failure in pursuit of it. This is why success is rare. Not because it is impossible, but because most people quit when failure appears, assuming it is a sign to stop rather than a sign to continue. When you stay, when you keep showing up, you automatically move into a smaller group of people. That alone increases your chances. If you are listening to this and carrying the weight of past failures, understand this clearly. Those moments did not disqualify you. They qualified you. They gave you perspective. They gave you strength you may not even recognize yet. The fact that you are still here, still thinking about growth, still wanting more, means the foundation is already being built. The only question is whether you will continue constructing on it or walk away from it. Action begins with a simple but radical decision. Stop treating failure as a verdict and start treating it as training. When something does not work, do not ask what is wrong with you. Ask what can be adjusted. When you fall short, do not retreat into shame. Extract the lesson. Make one small improvement and try again. This is not about blind persistence, it is about intelligent persistence. Failure without reflection is repetition. Failure with reflection is progress. Success built on failure is not flashy at first. It is quiet. It grows underground. But when it finally surfaces, it is solid. It does not collapse at the first sign of trouble. It does not disappear when conditions change. It lasts because it has already been tested. And one day, You will look back at the moments you once wished away, the setbacks you once hated, and you will realize something powerful. Those failures were not delays. They were preparation. So if you're standing in the middle of a setback right now, if something you worked for didn't work out, if you feel behind, rejected, or unsure of yourself, hear this clearly. You are not broken, and you are not done. You are standing exactly where strength is built. This moment is not here to stop you, it's here to shape you. The pain you feel is not proof that you're failing at life, it's proof that you're in the process of becoming more than you were before. Stop waiting for confidence to appear before you act. Confidence is not the starting point, it is the result. Take action while you still feel unsure. Take the next step even if your hands are shaking. Use what went wrong as your guide, not your excuse. Adjust, learn, and move forward. Today, not someday. One small, intentional action right now is more powerful than 1,000 perfect plans you never begin. Remember this: the people you admire were once exactly where you were doubting themselves, questioning their path, failing quietly while no one was watching. The difference is they didn't let failure define them, they let it train them. And you can do the same. Your story is still being written, and this chapter, as painful as it may feel, could become the foundation of everything that follows. So stand up. Not because you feel ready, but because you refuse to stay down. Choose growth over comfort. Choose progress over perfection. Let failure become your teacher instead of your enemy. And walk forward knowing this: if you keep going, if you keep learning, if you keep showing up, success is not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when.